All right, so we're going to make a radial design. You're going to start by opening up this radial snowflake that I've shared with you. The very first thing you're going to have to do is you have to go to your file and you're going to have to make a copy because you have to work on your own. You can give it your own name so you remember what it's called. Now, once you have this open, it's super important that we don't change the shape of this triangle, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But you can come in here and you can start picking some different shapes, and you're just going to draw different shapes that would fit inside of this triangle. So everything you make has to be inside of this first triangle. You can rotate things. Okay, I'm using triangles. You could use whatever shapes you might want to. Okay, and you can think about putting things in front of other things. Now, once you have this done, a couple things that you can do is you can think about other colors that you want. Now, keep in mind that we're kind of thinking about making snowflakes. So we might think about keeping it in those cool, icy blues and white sort of colors. All right, so let's just pretend that I have all of this the way that I want it. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take my mouse and I'm going to drag over the top of everything. That selects all of my little pieces. Then I can come up here to this arrange and I'm going to go to group. So what that does is it takes all those pieces and it kind of sticks them together. Once I have those stuck together, then I can come back up here and I could, whoops, I forgot to make a copy. I have to go Control C, Control V. That'll make me a copy. Now here's the most important thing. I have to go to my arrange, I have to go to rotate, and I have to flip horizontally. So again, once I've made my copy, I have to go to arrange, rotate, and flip. Once I flip that, then I could also come up here and I can rotate it this way. What that'll let me do is it lets me line up my pieces. And you can notice how like my dark blue triangles touch each other. My whiter triangles are pointing at each other. So I can go through that whole thing, select it all, arrange, and group. And then remember doing that Control C, Control V. Now I could do that arrange, rotate this way. So I can line that up. Now you'll notice again, these touch each other. This corner looks like this corner. I could do another Control V. I could do that rotate again, or I have this little circle at the top that I can actually just spin it. Come here. It's getting close. And then I can bring that down here and do one last one. Again, I could do that arrange and rotate, or I can just drag it and flip it. Now, once I have that done, that's going to be my winter snowflake that I've made. I can leave it this way. Another thing I can do is if I go over the whole thing, I could come up here and I could make my lines transparent if I like it that way. Or I could make my lines into white lines if I like that. You get to kind of decide what you want your snowflake to look like. But once you have that completely made, you come over here to this file and then you go to download as a JPEG. What that does is it tells the computer that you're saving it as a photo. Once you have that saved as a JPEG, then you can go to your Google Classroom and you can upload it to Artsonia. It is not turned in until you upload it to Artsonia.